A Rockford couple is charged in the death of their son. The 16-year-old died of a drug overdose.
Plus, a blood drive honoring those brutally killed in Rockford last March. The importance of donating blood for tragic events like this.
And March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month. The warning signs and suggested screenings for early detection.
Live from WTVO 17, this is Eyewitness News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Wendell Edwards. We thank you for being here. Tonight at 5, the parents of a Rockford teenager who died last year are now facing criminal charges.
Chad Chavez and Anna Benavides were arrested on Friday. Both are charged with endangering the life of a child, resulting in death. Last December, officers responded to a home on 4th Avenue for reports of a drug overdose. A 16-year-old boy was taken to the hospital where he later died. Benavides was granted pretrial release. Chavez is still in custody.
Rockford police arrested 3 suspects as part of a drug investigation. Drew Yancey, Micah Simmons, and David Chapman have all been charged with multiple drug-related offenses. The arrest came after several months of investigation into a fentanyl traffic in the city. All 3 men are in the Winnebago County Jail tonight. Police, though, are also searching for 24-year-old Trayvon Wilder. He's charged with unlawful calculated criminal drug conspiracy.
1 year ago today, an 18-year-old working at a Rockford Walmart was stabbed to death. 28-year-old Timothy Carter is charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and a hate crime. He has pleaded not guilty to the charges. Police reports say Carter sought mental health treatment at Rosecrans on March 24th. He was taken to UW Health after threatening suicide, but left the hospital. Carter told police he was refused treatment. Later that night, police say Carter entered the Walmart on Northridge Drive before grabbing 2 knives off store shelves and stabbing 18-year-old Jason Jenkins. Witnesses reported Carter uttered racial slurs during the attack. Jenkins was later pronounced dead at a local hospital. Carter's due back in court this Friday for a status hearing.
And then just days later, we all remember 4 people, including that 15-year-old girl and a postal worker who were killed as part of a violent stabbing spree on Rockford's east side. So a local blood drive center is honoring those victims this week with the Memorial Donation Drive. The Rock River Valley Blood Center begins its Rockford Remembers community blood drive today. The drive runs through this Friday. It's also being held in honor of those survivors as well as the victims of last March's killings. The Blood Center says it's important to not wait for tragedies to occur to decide to donate.
We need a couple days after your donation to test the blood, make sure it's safe, to treat it, to blood type it before we can get it out to the hospitals. So when an event like that happens, it's great when people come in and donate, but we need them to have donated a few days ahead of time. So we constantly need those blood supplies to be on the shelves. So we're trying to remind people it's about the bigger picture. We need you to come in now because we never know when it's going to be needed.
23-year-old Christian Soto is accused of killing those 4 victims last March. He's charged with several counts of first-degree murder and attempted first-degree murder. He's due back in court next month. March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month.
Eyewitness News reporter Tyler Sorensen talked with a local cancer survivor. Tyler, what did he have to say?
Well, Mimi, Wendell, I talked with Richard Wilson, a colon cancer survivor and deputy chief for the Monroe Township Fire Department, and he wants to make sure that people do not have to go through what he went through. Richard was diagnosed with colon cancer in October of 2004 after noticing some changes in his stool. In total, doctors removed 20 inches of his colon, and now he is telling his story to remind people of the importance of getting screened, something that many doctors are repeating as well.
When patient gets screened and we find small lump, stage 1, stage 2 survival up to the 80%, and the patient continue their life normal. However, when it's spread, the survival significantly go down to less than 20% for 5 years. So it's very important to catch it early.
The recommended age to get a colonoscopy is 45 years old and earlier if it runs in the family. But each case is different, and it is always great to run it by your doctor if you have any concerns. Mimi?
All right, thanks, Tyler. Rockford Public Schools Superintendent announces he will not renew his contract when it expires next year.
Dr. Ehren Jarrett has been superintendent since 2013. His contract, though, expires in June of 2026, so a little over a year now. Dr. Jarrett says he is making the announcement now to allow the district enough time to find his replacement. But he says he is dedicated to fully serving the district through the end of his contract. The Board of Education says it will share more information about the next superintendent search in the coming months. Several state-line school districts began their spring break today. They're off all week. Rockford, Harlem, Belvedere, and Freeport are all off until March 28th. Classes resume March 31st. Beloit students won't be off until the 31st, and their spring break lasts until April 4th.
Gas prices in the Rockford area are on the rise. According to Gas Buddy, gas prices in Rockford rose more than 13 cents in the last week, averaging $3.28 a gallon. That's nearly 5 cents more than a month ago, but still over 50 cents less than this time last year. You can find a list of stations in our area and their prices. That's on our website, mystateline.com.
Yard waste pickup begins today for Rockford residents. As with past years, waste should be put out for pickup at the same time as your standard trash and recycling. Any waste must be in paper bags or a trash can clearly marked with a large X. Anything that cannot fit in a container must be tied together with twine. City officials also remind residents burning yard waste is illegal.
Today, the U.S. Supreme Court hears a case surrounding Louisiana's congressional map.
When we return, why many state residents hope the map lines remain unchanged.
And tonight at 6, a change in Illinois state law could change menus for public facilities. Why many Jewish and Muslim communities are applauding the Faith by Plate Act.
Our temperature reached near 50 degrees earlier today, but that did come with a strong wind. How strong those winds could be as we head into the evening tonight, and our isolated rain chances over the next couple of days, all coming up in just a few minutes.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Mimi Murphy, Wendell Edwards, Sports Director Scott Leber, and meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
The U.S. Supreme Court heard a Louisiana case today that could impact midterm elections across the country next year.
The justices will consider whether to keep the state's congressional map that now includes 2 majority black districts. Those districts were used in the 2024 election. Jesse Tenor reports on the arguments.
We deserve their map! Louisianans traveled to a rainy Washington, D.C. Monday to demand the U.S. Supreme Court give them fair congressional maps.
It's about justice for black Louisianians.
Stuart Nafee, the attorney representing the case's black voters, argued the justices should keep the state's map that added a second majority black congressional district.
The state has racially gerrymandered.
But Edward Grime, the attorney representing the case's non-black voters who sued, argued Louisiana relied too heavily on race to draw the map.
The state admits in its briefing the baseline was to draw a second black majority district.
We don't like being the ping pong ball in a ping pong match between players.
Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill says state lawmakers did exactly what the courts told them to do, draw a new map.
We don't think federal judges should be drawing these maps.
Even though the case focused on Louisiana's congressional map, whatever the justices ultimately decide could impact states across the country.
States are looking at whether they need to draw new districts to comply with the Voting Rights Act.
Louisiana voters sued under the Voting Rights Act for not being able to elect a candidate of their choice, which ultimately created the second majority black congressional district. The decision, expected by early summer, could also affect control of the U.S. House, where Republicans hold a narrow majority. In Washington, I'm Jesse Tenor.
Top cabinet leaders have reportedly accidentally leaked sensitive war plans for strikes in Yemen to a journalist.
So the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic revealed today that he had been accidentally included in a group chat on March 15th that included several top Trump administration intelligence officials. The Atlantic reports officials in the Houthi PC small group chat on Signal debated the timing of the attacks against Houthi targets in Yemen. They also discussed its potential impacts on trade and used defamatory language about Europe. 2 hours after the journalists received details of the attack, the U.S. started launching strikes.
Well, it couldn't have been very effective because the attack was very effective. I can tell you that. I don't know anything about it. You're telling me about it for the first time.
A National Security Council spokesperson confirmed the text chain, quote, appears authentic. They said they are reviewing how a journalist number was added to the chain. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is calling for an investigation tonight.
Well, here in the state line, windy conditions once again today.
Right. When we return, Jordan Wolf will let us know what this all means for us as we look ahead to this work week. This full forecast is next.
your first warn weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
It has once again been another windy day across the state line. Rockford has actually seen 8 days so far this month with wind gusts of 40 miles per hour or more. And once again, that was the case today. 47-mile-per-hour wind gust was the strongest. That was likely early this morning or late last night. 40-mile-per-hour wind gust, the strongest in Monroe, Wisconsin, 43 miles per hour in Galena. These aren't that far away from our strongest gusts of the day where they currently are. Many spots just above 30 miles per hour. 29-mile-per-hour wind gust in Rochelle, DeKalb, and Sterling. 32 miles per hour, the current wind gust in the Rockford airport. Those gusts will continue to come down as we head into the evening tonight, and pretty quickly, I might add. As we head over the next couple of hours, we'll see those gusts quickly ease down below 30 miles per hour, then below 20 miles per hour, and then eventually overnight, not really seeing much in the way of wind gusts, although we'll still have sustained winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. This also comes with an increase in cloud cover. Our next weather system developing off to our south and to our southwest, bringing a little bit more of the cloud cover that way with our Mercy L SkyTrack camera overlooking Rochelle. Also noting that you can see the camera shaking in quite a bit of that wind here. But some of that sunshine was able to boost our temperatures here during the day today. Many spots actually made it close to that 50-degree mark, including briefly touching 50 degrees in Rockford. We're now at 49 there in Rochelle, DeKalb, Freeport, 48 out in Galena, 50 degrees now in Sublette, 52 the current temperature in Sterling. You can see the stark temperature gradient, though, when you look further to the north and the northeast, where our outgoing weather system is bringing us a lot of that wind. Even in Milwaukee, currently sitting at 43 degrees. Compare that to some spots in the 50s, really not that far away to the south and to the southwest. That weather system showing up as well with satellite and radar. Still bringing some of that snow actually to the northern Great Lakes, but that's the weather system that brought us some of that rain that we had yesterday. Out to the south and west, our next weather system bringing a little bit more cloud cover our way, and eventually that will bring us our next slim chances for rain. But I want to show off the overarching pattern of this coming week. We have northwesterly flow overhead, and that's with the jet stream map. This is well up in the atmosphere, the driver of many of our main big weather systems. This big northwest flow going to keep us generally separated from much milder air to the south and west, but also going to keep us separated from the most moisture. A lot of that moisture going to remain south and west of the area, but we still have a slim chances for some precipitation over the next few days before that milder and more moist air mass arrives as we head closer to the end of the week, along with a stronger low pressure system heading toward the weekend. Going to Futurecast now, here's an idea of how things play out over the next couple of days. Mainly going to see very isolated showers, and especially further south and west that you go closer to the edge of that jet stream. We'll have a couple of showers mainly south and west of Dixon as we head through the night tonight, and then again going into early tomorrow morning. You see many of those showers don't even push closer to I-88 and certainly don't even come close to Rockford, although I want to keep at least a slim chance there just in case we get a couple of those showers lifting further north. But nonetheless, many will remain dry over these next couple of days, but we can't completely rule out a couple of those showers working their way mainly to the south of I-88 and southwest of Dixon. As we head closer to Wednesday, things continue to dry out from there before more widespread showers will move in closer to the weekend. 30 degrees for the overnight low tonight, cloud cover on the increase, that isolated shower chance along with a west to north wind around 5 to 10 miles per hour. 5 to 15 miles per hour for tomorrow, northwesterly winds, 49 degrees for that high temperature with another chance for that isolated shower. Going into the week ahead, our warming trend continues as well. Isolated showers on Tuesday and Thursday, high temperatures climbing into the 50s, eventually into the mid-60s, but that comes with more widespread moisture and more widespread rain chances as we head closer and closer to the weekend.
Thank you, Jordan.
Scott's next with sports.
A young Fighting Illini basketball team is coming to grips with the fact the season is over. Will most of these guys be back next season?
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
Teams can win in the NCAA tournament without experience if they have enough talent. That's hard to do, though, and that's why the Fighting Illini are done after the first week of the tournament. It all ended yesterday, of course, with their loss to Kentucky. Their youth showed they made 14 bad turnovers, leading to 26 Kentucky points. The Illini finished this season with a record of 22-13. Pretty good for a team that had only one senior contributor. Now the question is, how many of the underclassmen will stick around in Champaign for another season?
It's kind of now all hitting me, that it's all over with, but, you just got to learn from it and you just got to take it as a lesson. It's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, it sucked. A lot of emotions flowing.
It just sucks knowing that I could have done better for the team.
College basketball's transfer portal is already open, so we'll see if Kasparas Yakachonis also opts out for the NBA. The Illini women's season is over. They lost this afternoon in Austin, Texas, to number 1 seed Texas, 65-48. The Illini's final record is 22-10. Sycamore native Kylie Feuerbach and the Iowa Hawkeyes also took court this afternoon in Norman, Oklahoma, against number 3 seed Oklahoma. Feuerbach from the corner there connecting early. Feuerbach again for 3. She had 6 points in the first half, but Iowa trailed by 11. Second half, Feuerbach calling for it again. Nails another 3. This next time, she's going to drive the lane, and she scores again. Then Feuerbach drains yet another 3. She was 4 of 6 from behind the arc. She finished with 14 points. But Oklahoma ran away with this one, 96-62 over the Hawkeyes. Well, the Iowa men's team has a new head coach. Drake's Ben McCullum gets that job. McCullum coached Drake to 31 wins this season and a win in the NCAA tournament. Before that, he coached Northwest Missouri State to 4 Division II national championships. McCullum is a native of Iowa City. South Beloit High School is looking for a new varsity boys basketball coach. Mike Miller, who filled in as head coach this past season, is stepping away. Miller filled in when previous Sobos head coach Matt Stuckey had to step down for family reasons. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Winds continue to subside this evening, but we remain clear. The first warning interactive radar from Rockford, Glastonbury. We may see a couple spotty showers as we head into early tomorrow morning. Those may continue, especially southwest of Dixon, so many spots likely remaining dry over the next couple of days. But temperatures really starting to warm up as we head through the next several days. 49 for Tuesday, 52 on Wednesday, 55 on Thursday. More widespread rain chances possible for the weekend with temperatures in the 60s.
Thank you, Jordan.
And thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 6.